Hello, my name is Chuck Templeton, and I'm with OhSoWe.com. OhSoWe.com is about bringing neighbors together. And when we bring neighbors together, we hope to accomplish three things. We hope to build bonds, save money, and increase quality of life. Today, we live in this ever-disconnected world in which, imagine this being your neighborhood or your apartment building or where you live. We all have our own things, our own stuff. We don't talk to each other much. We just live, with these very physical boundaries between us. And that's caused a lot of issues. Well, as you see here, social visits between neighbors have dropped almost 50% since 1980. The average American has more stuff than ever before, yet national happiness is either declining or neutral. Also, we see that we have these houses full of stuff, 80% of which that we own, we use less than once a month. And finally, more reinforcement. Americans are spending less time with family dinners, and even teens are talking about the fact that one of their top concerns is not enough time with parents. So OhSoWe is setting out to address some of this. The first thing that we do at the neighborhood level is help neighbors organize. And how do we do this? Well, we help them be able to create block clubs, neighborhood associations, block parties, potlucks, neighborhood cleanups, those types of things. So you can be part of multiple groups within OhSoWe. You might have your block club, you might have a neighborhood community group, and you might have a larger neighborhood association that you're part of. Within the block clubs and being able to organize, you can put up things like your block party checklist or other notifications about the block party that's coming up, and actually create in dialogue and discussion at the bottom of that to be able to get feedback and coordinate who's bringing what and how you're going to do that. Or you might have larger neighborhood issues that are talked about, zoning changes that might happen for a particular new construction or something that's coming into town, and this gives you into your neighborhood. This gives neighbors the ability to coordinate, organize, and be able to share ideas. The next thing that we do is help neighbors communicate, and there's three different ways or three main ways that you can communicate in the system. One is just announcements, so being able to have things that are very one way. Hey, this is what's happening. Two is discussions, again, back to enabling one-to-many where a lot of people can chime in and offer feedback. And three is this sort of neighbor-to-neighbor or one-to-one messaging. So here's an example of how two neighbors are organizing, hey, we're doing a barbecue this afternoon or this Friday or this weekend. Would you like to come by? Here might be a neighborhood announcement that's about classes that are happening. And here, as you can see, to start a discussion with your neighbors, you can actually choose which distribution list you want this to go to, which neighbors you want this emailed out to. You can make it private. You can add the subject line. You can put attachments in. A lot of things you can do to help you communicate at the neighborhood level. The next thing that we do at OhSoWe.com is help people share items. Now, there's three different things that you can share. You can actually share items, skills, or needs. Sharing items might be things like folding tables, kayak, trimming shears, wheelbarrow, snow thrower, mover projector, all these things, these sort of 80% of the things that sit around our house that we use less than once a month. There's no reason that we all need to own drills. There's 60 million drills out in the United States. Each gets used an average of, 15 minutes over its lifetime or 4 minutes over a year. We don't need to make any more drills. We just need access to those drills. The other thing is there's a lot of skills that are sitting in our neighborhoods that we could take advantage of and be able to share those skills. Maybe someone's a painter, maybe someone's a will and trust attorney, maybe someone's an Italian chef, maybe someone's a dog walker. These different types of things in which you could hire or ask for the help of neighbors in your particular neighborhood. The other thing is you might be able, you can post needs. So as an example, for our block party recently, we didn't want to use plastic water bottles. We wanted to use something that was reusable. So I posted on there, we need a 5-gallon water/Gatorade cooler, and was able to find one. So we didn't have as many plastic water bottles used, and it made for a great block party. Helped out. The last thing that OhSoWe helps with is helping you discover what's around you, rediscover your neighborhood. So we actually show you who your neighbors are. We protect privacy by doing just first name and first initial of last name. We show how far they live from you, and if we encourage people to put up photos of who they are, something that they're comfortable with. Obviously, you can see recent discussions that happened in your neighborhood. Maybe a garage sale or a block party, or maybe there's a discussion on how to eliminate rats and graffiti and other things like that. You can actually see the other groups that are near you. So maybe there's a a group that's on home brewing, or a group that's on, you know, a particular affinity that you're interested in. And then once you click into one of those groups, you can actually see how many neighbors are involved, how many discussions are happening, how many shareables there are, and you request to join that group. So going back to our original slide, what OhSoWe hopes to accomplish, or what we're working on accomplishing, is, again, imagine this disconnected world that sort of we live in now, and how do we transform that to something that is actually brings us closer together. So now you take that other scenario, and instead of having 3 barbecues, now we have a single barbecue, because, you know, most of the time those other 2 barbecues sat idle. Now, instead of you know, a family only being able to play, or kids only being able to play on one apparatus or the other, now in this connected community, kids have multiple choices of things that they can play on, as an example. And now, instead of in the past where you had multiple tennis rackets and multiple sporting equipment, now you can have, you know, you can have 1 or 2 or 3 things that are sort of being shared efficiently across the neighborhood. And if you look back now, in the past we had these 6 automobiles. Like I mentioned before, cars sit vacant or unused 23 hours a day. There's no reason we need, and this is just a good example of the things that can happen. Now we have 1 or 2 cars instead of 6, but we also have a truck. Now there's access to other things that we didn't have access to before, and frankly now a boat. So now there's other things that we can actually spend our money on, but you know, our savings on, that we don't actually have to actually go out and buy individually. We can now have access to things. So we've saved money, and now we have access to more things. We have this more connected community. We're happier. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate you spending a few minutes here with us to watch this video, and we encourage you to hopefully jump on board and move your neighborhood forward with OhSoWe. If there's anything we can do, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is chuck@ohsowe.com. We look forward to seeing you on the site. Thank you. Happy neighboring.